This is the Sofirn ST10, and this is a little clip light from them, which I am very excited to share with you guys. Thank you, Sofirn, for sending me this light. I really appreciate it, and we will put it through the full self-equip tests today. But let's talk about it a little bit. So on this guy, you've got your two side emitters. I'm going to call those the side, and I'm going to call this one the front. So side emitters, and it sits right here. If you want to clip it onto something, it can sit right there, and then there's your front emitter. So say I put it on the hat, and then I have my front emitter, side emitters. I want to light down, I can put it down, light this way, you know, whatever you want to do. Has a pretty firm grip on there with a nice rubber grip. It is pretty strong spring tension as well, so that's really nice. You have two buttons on the side. One here is going to activate your side emitter here, and then one up here is going to change that to your front emitter. So those are two there. You'll notice there was one not lit up here in the front. If I press and hold, that is my red emitter, which I love to have a red emitter on a little clip light like this. Fantastic, and those are the only three lights. That's it. Pretty basic, pretty simple, and I like that. The emitter itself, speaking of those, the two white emitters are very white, 6500 to 7K. They are the TN3535s. I don't think I've ever heard of that emitter personally. Let me know if you guys have, but I just haven't heard of that one. By the way, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Anyways, so this light is pretty cool. As you can see, it's kind of got this rectangular shape, which some of you might think, oh, that's a little funky. But it has that shape for a reason, because inside it is running on a 14500 battery, which I think is fantastic. The USB port is on the battery itself. You can hot swap this battery if you need to, especially if you were using this for law enforcement, like you have a little clip light. I always have one on my vest on the front. Great for writing tickets at night, or reading IDs, or just lighting up a small area in front of you if you need to, if you're talking to a subject or something like that. Fantastic, super great. And this one is very cool because you can step both of these down. You could take this off and use it as a little searchlight in a car or something. So I'm a big fan. But anyways, back to the battery. I also like it because I can hot swap. So if I, for some reason, run out, I can keep 14500s on hand and just throw them in there. Or I can go get a AA, which my department has, and I can throw a AA battery in there, which is fantastic. It's not going to be as bright, but you don't really need it to be super bright. Speaking of brightness, you'll get about 1000 lumens out of that front emitter and about 500 lumens out of the side emitter. And then obviously you have 3 steps on your red as well. I can show you that real quick, but I'm going to show you the steps. So obviously it's going to step up, and then you'll have 1, 2, 3, which I love 3, and then a turbo, which is slightly brighter. And then I can change it to my main front light here, and then again 1, 2, 3, double tap, going to get you that turbo, bring you back, which is awesome. I can also press and hold, and it's going to be a nice moonlight mode there. So I think that's fantastic. I really love that. It also has a magnet on the back like that, and the back is magnet. So 2 separate magnets. You can mount it either way. I think that's fantastic as well. Sofirn really did a good job in designing this light and sort of thought of everything. But before I keep rambling, let's get outside and see what it looks like at night, because that's what you're here for anyway. All right, we've got the Sofirn ST10. We're going to start with that front light. So if I'm holding it as a clip light, there it is on low, and it's got 3 steps and then a turbo. Pretty good amount of light. Lighting up this roadway, pretty darn good for such a small little 14500 clip light. Do like that quite a lot. And then here's the front light on that one, and it is on its lowest mode here. You can start to see it. Again, has 3 modes. I'm going to go through those real quick. Double tap, and there's everything out of that one. Pretty similar. I'm getting that 50 meter for sure. Not 100% if I'm getting the 100 meter tree, but it is a good little light. I got the ST10. Let's start with this side light. Like I'm going to use it as a clip light, like it's clipped on my vest or something. There's the lowest mode on that, which is pretty nice. It's a nice little low mode. This would be good for, you know, putting something in front of my face, reading a map, whatever it is. I do really think it needs to have a nice low mode on it. And then let's scroll up. There's medium, and there is high, and double tap, and that's turbo. And plenty of light to look around in this place. Makes it like it's a lit up room, which is really nice. And then let's switch to this front light. And I do want to note that if you press and hold, it's going to go to its lowest mode. which is, again, really nice. And then press it and it's going to turn off. Let's get down to that low mode. And here's medium, and here's high. This is with that front light, by the way. And then a double tap, and there's turbo, and quite a lot of light coming out of this. Just a little bit more spot focused out of that front emitter, or the top emitter, I should say. And yeah, it looks really good. Gonna press and hold on that front emitter is gonna get you to the red light, which this red light is great. And just, again, press and hold, and then you'll be able to scroll through a couple different modes. And look, you get a really, really bright red light. I can see the entirety of the shed. Hopefully it captures it on camera pretty well, but I can search through the shed, no problem with this red light, which I think is really cool. And there's even one more step up from that, and it's just super bright. But I love that it does have a nice low red. Again, good for looking at maps or something like that if you don't want to ruin your night vision. All right, we're going to throw the ST10 in water for 30 minutes. Should do just fine as it is IP68. And here we go. All right, 30 minutes is up. Let's take it out. It's still on, but we're going to check for water intrusion, and then we'll go right into drop testing. Okay, the ST10 survived no problem. Little bit of water intrusion inside the battery compartment. Little tiny droplets, just dried it out. It worked no problem with the droplets in there, but I always want to dry my flashlights out, especially when it's electronics. You just dry it out. Anyways, let's go right into drop testing. I am going to have this front emitter here on, and let's see if it survives. Waist tight first. All right, still on. Still functioning. Let's go throw it off the roof. All right, ST10 off the roof. Let's see if it survives. See ya. Still on. Okay, the little ST10 took a nice nasty header right off of the roof, but still functions normally and goes through all of its modes into the red light. Ooh, red flashing. Goes through the steps there. Turn that off. Goes to that front emitter. Can go through its steps. Double tap for turbo. Does everything. It completely works, and I have to say I am impressed. I definitely really like the ST10. I've tested quite a few clip lights recently, and this one may be my favorite. It may be. I think because I love the 14500 battery in there. I love that you can hot swap that. That's really cool. Has a good runtime, has good lights, has a red light on it. For me personally, this kind of fits the bill. It is a little bit thicker than some of the other ones that I've tested. For example, I have here the Workos, and it's slightly thicker, as you can see. It's not too much. It is definitely longer and a little bit heavier as well, but you know, is what it is. You get some awesome functionality out of this. Like I said previously, don't want to beat a dead horse, but I just love that I can clip it here, have it here on my vest if I was in patrol. I could take it off, use this part as a searchlight in a car, throw it back on, use this for tickets, whatever. I want to illuminate something in front of me. So I think if you're law enforcement and you're looking for another clip light, this might be it. The ST10 is pretty awesome, and I think it does come in a couple other colors, but I do like the gray. Very cool. Very well done, Sofirn. Thanks again. And if you guys want to pick one of these up, pick one up for a Christmas gift maybe, or pick one up for yourself, there's a link down below. That helps the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe. That helps me out. And we will see you guys on the next one.